Well, Clay, what's next? I'd like to hear about your favorite role-playing experience. What was some game or something you did that was thoroughly enjoyable and you would love to be able to experience that again?
Hello everyone, my name is Clay, and this is Terminally Nerdy. And today we have another dungeon tale. Thanks again to Vlad for participating in this with me, and I encourage every one of you guys who watches these to participate yourselves. Leave comments in the boxes with your answers. So this time, Vlad asked me for my favorite role-playing moment in a game to date. And what I'm about to explain is going to surprise some people. For you guys who aren't aware, I tend to, when I roleplay very strange characters. I wouldn't say that they're necessarily disruptive, because they don't really play chaotic neutral, but they always have a little odd quirk. This story involves my wife and involves the Pathfinder Beginner Box. In fact, the only reason I ever bought the Pathfinder Beginner Box was my wife expressed interest in trying to learn how to Dungeon Master. She wanted to give it a try. And beginner boxes are a great way for new DMs and new players to try a system. They usually come with pre-made characters. You know, that came with a bunch of tokens and pawns and a huge-ass map, which I still have. Like, here's the actual map right here. One side, like, if you guys have never seen the beginner box, which I'll show later, but one side of the map is actually like a dungeon, and the other side is a blank dry erase board. It's great. This alone made the beginner box for Pathfinder an amazing purchase. So we get the beginner box. It was $20. I handed it to my wife and I explained to her how to read it, because I've run Pathfinder at this point through play-by-post a couple of times, so I understand the rules. And she gets me and our friend Dan to play, and we set it up on a Saturday. And we get started, she's reading the rules, and me and Dan are making characters, and my wife has the idea, because my wife also likes to play goofy characters on occasion. She decides to suggest that we play anthropomorphic guinea pigs. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, I happen to like guinea pigs. I used to own a couple. When my wife was here, we had 3. And me and my buddy Dan look at each other, and we're both going to be playing 2 characters, and we just sort of go, okay. Literally, we're just going to play dwarves and elves and things, but they're going to be guinea pig versions. I end up playing, I want to say, the wizard and the fighter. He gets the priest and the rogue. So we have a 4-man team. And the adventure starts off easy enough. We're doing the Black Fang dungeon. If you want, there is a video of me running other new players through the Black Fang dungeon. It's part 6 of Tabletop RPG 101. Just go back through my archives, you'll find it. And we start simple enough, and we're doing our thing. But we're adding guinea pig noises. So if you don't know, guinea pigs make weeks. They go meep, meep, kind of noises, but they're very high-pitched squeaks. They're cute as hell. If you ever don't know, go look it up. Go look up guinea pigs weeking. It's W-H-E-E-K. So we eventually run into the goblins in this. Now at this point, we've already found the room that is trapped with fire, and he failed all of his rolls to disable the trap. So we just leave the room trapped. If you walk into this room, it fills with flames. And we run into these goblins, and we kill like 2 of them. So there's like 3 or 4 left. And we manage to intimidate the shit out of these guys. Now imagine giant walking guinea pigs. I've got one who's a fighter. He's walking around in full plate. And I terrify these goblins with my huge freaking sharp teeth and things. So then we decide, after we terrify the goblins into letting us tie them up, they won't tell us anything. Like, they won't tell us any information. So me and him decide we're going to intimidate the shit out of these goblins by threatening to cook and eat them, using the room full of flames. So me and him start role-playing that we tie the goblins up. I'm strong, he's got a strong character. We pick him up, we start weaking and popcorning. So guinea pigs popcorn, it's where they hop. Like, they'll hop and, like, wiggle really happily. It's an expression of joy. So we're picking these goblins up while telling my wife that we're weaking and popcorning while holding goblins while chanting, cook and eat. Cook and eat. The whole time this is happening, It's me, his rogue, and me and his rogue are picking up the goblins, like one at a time, and starting to haul them to the room where the fire is. My wizard is standing off to the side just shaking his head, and his priest has decided to get on the floor crawling while casting the light cantrip in the goblins' faces constantly while going, "Light! Light!" And this is just horrible. We are tormenting these goblins, and my wife's role-playing them fairly well. She's talking about how they're pissing themselves in fear. They're the other two that are left off to the side, like the chief and the other one, they're tied up and they're off to the side. They're crying, and all of a sudden, all 4 guinea pigs start popcorning and cackling. We do cook them. It was the most bizarre fucking moment I've ever had, but it's stuck in my head of cook and eat, chant, chant, chant. These giant anthropomorphic guinea pigs. And of all the role-playing moments I've ever had, that one sticks out in my head. As a positive, mind you. I've had a lot of memorable ones. Not very many good ones. But that one just always has stuck out in my head. And eventually the game progressed and we continued with the popcorning and the happiness right up until we ran into Black Fang and he fucking murdered us. Because our guinea pigs decided they weren't going to run. Which is funny because guinea pigs are terrified prey animals. They always run. But we decided we were tough guinea pigs and we were going to fight that fucking dragon. So he started casting light in the dragon's face and that doesn't work. Eventually we just get fucking mauled and we all die. But, it lasted maybe 4 hours from start to finish. It was the funniest shit in the world. And like I said, that was probably 4 years ago, and I still remember popcorning anthropomorphic guinea pig fantasy characters threatening to eat goblins while popcorning and weaking in joy. I live a strange life. So, Vlad, there's my story of my best RP moment. Why don't you go ahead and give me your favorite RP moment? I'd like to hear what your most memorable favorite moment of role-playing is in any situation. And anyone here who wants to participate again, feel free to leave your video in the comment box below. I will review it before I post it. Be aware of this. Won't be trying to sneak nothing in. I will catch it. If you like what I'm doing, hit that like button. If you don't like what I'm doing, feel free to hit the dislike button. Feel free to subscribe for more videos, stories, reviews. Feel free to support me on Patreon. If you feel so inclined, link in the description box below. You can check out Vlad's previous video, again, in the description box. Lots of things in that box. And as always, thanks for watching, and remember, stay nerdy!